Welcome to Recovery, everyone, season two, the new normal, episode two. I'm your host, Alain Kapatashungu. In this episode, I'm delighted to speak to Nicole Miko, realtor at Momentum Luxury Real Estate, based in Orlando, Florida. So, Nicole is the type of realtor you would like to have on your corner, especially in times like this. She's passionate about helping folks with their real estate transactions, and Nicole also has a unique approach, which we're going to get into a little later on as it pertains to serving and servicing her clients. So Nicole is not only proficient at what she does, but she's also very skilled as it pertains to using social media to promote and educate others. And this is something that I'm deeply excited about because we are in for a treat as it pertains to how you can use your social media to, as I said, better promote and hopefully be able to educate as well your clients or fellow realtors out there, which is going to be, I think, an interesting episode for us all. But first of all, Nicole, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing just great. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. Thanks for your time today. So to kind of get us started, Nicole, I think that Orlando and Florida in general did not severely quarantine, like us here, for example, in Paris, where like everything pretty much shut down. That being said, like, can you walk us through to, let's say, your quote unquote typical work day, even if there is not a typical work day in real estate, but can you walk us through your typical work day during this pandemic?
Sure. During the pandemic, like you were saying, we were not fully closed down, but maybe like a couple weeks. And
Yeah.
then we
Oh,
had
wow.
the essential workers. But I tried to keep it as structured as I could because before the pandemic, I tried
Got
to
it.
build out my schedule about 2 weeks in advance
Okay.
so that I know exactly what I'm doing. For the most part, I have a little bit of wiggle room because you just can't do it in real estate. But with
Yes.
the pandemic, I started to do more of virtual tours.
Okay.
So
Oh,
in my mindset, I was like, okay, normally I would show the client this in person.
got it.
I would go with the angle of if you would like me to, I can extend the service to you since you can't get on the plane and you can't get here like we normally would for
Awesome.
our relocation
Got it.
clients. And I started to do more virtual tours.
Got
And
it.
just making that little bit of a shift in that time frame allowed me to go and close 3 deals in the lockdown
Wow. Wow.
with with
Wow.
with that shift. I mean, that's not normal. So
Yeah.
the pandemic was not normal. So it was just
Absolutely.
like I'm a person that kind of goes like a freestyle to it, just like my day to day business. But for me, I tried to be as structured as I could. So I
Agreed.
would create a schedule of communities I wanted to go ahead and discover.
Okay.
And a lot of times I'm doing it by myself. So I said I had to just get in the mindset of understanding it's just going to be like normal, but not. So
That's
I took
awesome.
protective measures of being by myself, keeping the area clean. If I did go into a listing, making sure I
Yeah.
was extra careful in someone's home and being respectful of the space.
Awesome.
But for the most part, it was about, the core hours of the day, discovery, learning, calling other agents, instead of meeting them at an open house, I would just call them on the phone.
Got
So
it.
created it just like a new way of networking, but just doing it, remotely.
Virtually, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
That is awesome. When I was researching a little bit for this episode, chatting with Nicole, like I saw that you talked about being um, focused on open communication with your client, which I think is something that is, as I said earlier during the introduction, even more key in times like this, because as you said, you couldn't really meet with your clients, so you have to be open and make sure that whatever you're saying, they're also aware of it. Can you talk to us a little bit about how you stay like on top of your clients' needs? Like, was it you talked about being virtual, but is there anything other that you've done just to be, you know, in touch with your customers, to send them emails and call out of working hours, things of that nature, like anything else?
Well, for the most of them, I wanted to know just like how their families were doing. So I, followed
Awesome.
up with my database.
That's
Um,
great.
but the people that were right in front that I knew were coming up within the next 3 to 6 months, When
Okay.
when I'm online and marketing online, my clients aren't going to probably always be, hey, Nicole, I'm going to be there in 15 minutes. Let's see a house. It's more of
Absolutely.
a process to it. So, in that regard, it wasn't going to change the level of communication, how we would be. It would be
Yes.
by phone, it would be scheduling out for them to come here, but we couldn't do that. So, many of the things were still the same as they were before, but just following up with them in a traditional way. And a
Got
lot
it.
of them are like, I'm going to take this time to kind of reflect on what I really want for myself, what I want for my family, and I want that outlook. And I think
Awesome.
that's where the conversation started to kind of go in a direction a little bit more deeper than just what type of house you wanted.
Yeah,
And I've
absolutely.
always created, I thought, an ecosystem for them to feel open to talk to me about, well, Nicole, I really like to get back to kayaking, or I
Yeah.
want to, do more biking. And it
Awesome.
wasn't just about buying a home. So when I created that concept for them, this was like honestly what I've been waiting for, my entire time, to really get people to
It's
slow down
awesome. That
and
is awesome.
ask me questions that weren't typical,
Yeah.
because many of my clients are second and third time home buyers. So
Oh,
they
wow.
think they know everything about the home buying process. And then I like kind of shifted a little bit to make them think.
That is powerful. That is really great because, again, I always love to say that in real estate because so we build products for real estate agents and those are technology products. And but I always believe that real estate is has been and will always will be a human first business, right?
Yeah.
And I think that being able to connect with your customers at that level, and that's why some of the clients, some of the people that I've been talking to throughout these interviews are succeeding because they still have that number one goal, which is I need to learn more from my customers. And all those who are not doing it, especially in times like these, are unfortunately not winning. So that is powerful what you just said there.
Yeah, I love technology, which I think is the catalyst of everything, to create a starting conversation, but I don't
That's
think
true.
that's everything. It's not, I don't look at them as
Absolutely.
a lead. I don't look at them as a unit, or how many calls am I making today. I'm looking
Agreed.
at it as if someone, I would want them to call me, because I don't want to be sold anything. But I would
Absolutely.
like to, connect and understand and be educated to a buying process. And I think a lot of times people remove that from the transaction and then it gets clinical.
Completely agree. Completely agree. So, Nicole, whether it's for example, here in Paris or maybe I don't know about Orlando, but we are experiencing like record low housing inventory. So we have a lot of people who are looking to buy and not enough people who are selling homes. So I was wondering, like, how's the situation over there for you in Orlando? How's the market going over there? What can you tell us about the market in Orlando and Florida in general, if you can?
Yeah, so Florida in general, because with me being with Momentum, we're part of Side Real Estate.
Got it.
So we have agents on the ground, boots on the ground in all locations.
Okay.
And with us collectively coming together as a company and sharing information and demographics of how things are moving, we
Got it.
have been very, very limited in that space as far as the inventory. But what
Okay.
I am seeing is a shift in an increase of homes available, not, tons of them, but
Yes.
maybe before we would have one home being released per month by a builder. And now we're seeing 4,
Oh,
5,
wow.
10, but they're not on the market. So we have more of
Got
a
it.
shadow inventory who's taking place, and it's not being just like mass marketed.
Okay.
But we are seeing an increase of those properties coming to the market. And that's been a part of the connecting too, because I need to understand my builder partners as well as my colleagues that are locally and beyond, how those markets are shifting, so we can kind of be in the forefront of what's about to happen and
Agreed.
prepare those clients ahead of time so that they know, okay, we're not waiting for whatever, nationally is being released, because a lot of times you really don't know. I mean, they
Absolutely.
everything is on Zillow or Realtor.com, but it's
Yes.
not.
Yeah.
And if I can get in front of my colleagues who love working with me, they're like, hey, I have a 5-bedroom or a 4-bedroom coming up in this community. I know you have clients in that area. Let me know if you have anyone specific who would like to see it. We go live in about 24 hours. Those are the things that are happening right now.
That's awesome. So this is a part for viewers that I'm really that I was really, really looking forward to. So, Nicole, today, more than ever, I think that authenticity is critical, especially when you don't get to meet people as at a rate that we were meeting them due to COVID. So, when I was introduced to Nicole, I was immediately astonished by her social media presence. And to be specific, what you've built on Pinterest. Myself, I've tried, but like when I've seen what you've been able to do, and I just really wanted to spend a little bit of time on speaking with you about it, and to just kind of be able to hear from you on how you're doing it, and hopefully that could also educate and give ideas to our audience. So, how did you get interested first in Pinterest? Like, how did it all start?
In the beginning, I had a profile for years, probably
Okay,
like 2017. I've been on there. But the day that shifted my thinking about Pinterest was when I was doing a search
got it.
on an article that I was looking for a location of something
Okay,
in a community. And I was just telling the client, because a lot of times I prep them with ideas or things that we can change, or, because they initially found me on Instagram. So
okay,
a lot of times that crossing over, when I did the search, I found something that said great communities in Orlando. And I'm like, what's that? And then it just piqued my interest because I thought I had done something similar, but I'm like, that
yes,
couldn't happen. So then I click on it and I'm like, whoa, that is my board on Pinterest. That is crazy.
wow,
And I was just doing this passively. This was like,
yes,
okay, I have some information I put on Instagram. Let me just repurpose the content and put
absolutely.
it here, but not with the intention that it would be picked up from an SEO angle in Google.
That's incredible.
So that was the first thing. So from there, I love to geek out on things. So I did a reverse engineer of
Yes.
how in the heck what did I just do? Because I had to remember what I did to even get it. And then
Exactly.
once I did that, I was like, wait a minute, I need to find somebody who can tell me what's going on with this Pinterest because I'm missing a link here.
Got
And
it.
from there, I would just kind of like really stalk pages, like when I would go onto my Pinterest and they would
Okay.
show you more ideas, or possibly on my For You page, it would connect me with people that they
Awesome.
thought I would have a common interest with.
Wow.
So
Wow.
very similar to other platforms,
Okay.
but I found one person that I felt like she knows what she's doing, because I went through
Okay.
her page, it was legit. And I said, she knows what she's doing. And literally she was 15 minutes away from me. I didn't know that at the time. I sent her a
Wow.
direct message on Pinterest and I said, hi, my name's Nicole. I'm an agent in the area. I'm scouring the internet for classes about Pinterest marketing,
Wow.
but I can't find anything. And then she's like, whoa. She was like, I never even checked these DMs because I get so many DMs from Pinterest. I'm like, so tell me how it developed for you. So I'm always
Awesome.
like trying to figure out that commonality. And when
Yes.
she told me what was going on, I was like, okay, I need help. I need help telling me anything that you can tell me. And she was like, but it's different for every industry. I'm in the theme park industry. So with me being so close to Disney, she's a theme
Absolutely.
park person. So that's what she blogs about.
That is
So
awesome.
we met at a Panera locally, and from there it just took off. She would give me a little bit of a nugget to see if I was really going to work hard. A lot of
Yeah.
people say they want to learn, but then they just want the results.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's the biggest thing, is being consistent with learning and understanding and decoding. So when fast forward until last year, I was like, I'm about to just figure out Pinterest and go hard as I can. And then it started to take off. And
It's
once I got a
incredible.
call from Kate All with Simple Pen Media, who is one of
Okay.
the top, people, that's who I learned a lot of my information from. I
Got
would
it.
just sit and listen to her podcast, and anything on her website, I would just try to learn about it. And
Wow.
then I was working with a group of bloggers, mentor group, and
Okay.
my business coach, Jenny Melrose, at the time, she
Sorry.
said, Nicole, what are you doing on this Pinterest? And I said, the heck if I know, but something's starting to click, because it's like I'm starting to get followers. I couldn't get over 500 followers, and now I'm up to
Wow.
51,000.
That is
So it was
insane.
just like insane. So the results that came from it were shocking. And the first call I got from Pinterest, I had to pull over on the side of the road because I just couldn't believe that was happening. Like, maybe they'll go and read an article, or maybe they'll go to, feed them to my Instagram as a result to this. But to think somebody was going to call me and want to communicate about a pool or a house or a community was never in the thought process.
That is powerful, and I love the fact that you, again, that word that comes, that not a lot of people really like, which is consistency.
No,
right. So you have to be able to. This is not something that you build overnight, right? It took time. It took research. It took you to going literally out of your way to just find, like, how can I maximize my time when I'm using this platform. So that is really powerful. So are you getting businesses with Pinterest today? This is something that I was also curious about.
So Pinterest is interesting because when I go to bloggers, they're like, Nicole, what are you doing on Pinterest? And I'm like, I'm trying to get clients. And they're like,
yes.
They was like, we don't know if that's going to work for that. I'm like, okay, but I understand the mind of the searcher or the planner.
Absolutely.
And for me, I think it's something that wasn't probably thought about. It was only thought about from just an information source. And I do provide information in it. But it's a byproduct of them getting caught up in the dream component.
That is awesome.
It's no different than someone watching HGTV,
Agreed.
finding inspiration, or TikTok or whatever they're going to. But for this, it kind of gives them their own private look at something. So think of it more as a virtual connection that you're making and building for your new home.
Wow, that is awesome.
So when
that is really awesome.
Start their search, they're not just thinking of, oh, I want a 4-bedroom, but they're like, oh, and it may just be for renovations. So I get a lot of calls about renovations, and I just did one in Canada where they're building a custom home. And they found me through my pin on stairs, different stairs. Got it. So from modern stairs to traditional, and they love the idea of piano staircase. And they made that shift with their builder to have those stairs included in their plan. So me being included with that, they're asking me for consulting. So it's not just for real estate now. It's now being thought of as a resource for information of ideas to plan, in addition to building a pool. I do a lot of pools for Florida, but people who may not have a lot of pool inspiration, they call me from Texas and Arizona. So I'm connecting them with different vendors that they're looking for. Also, I connect them to my Amazon store, which was created. So that was another thing I discovered in my research, that other companies and businesses were using my photos to promote their products. I'm like, stop, like, what are we doing here? Am I missing the opportunity to grow my businesses in multiple ways? I'm like, who doesn't want to, multiple streams with your content?
Agreed.
Pinterest allows you that opportunity to look at it in a different way.
That is really powerful. And I've had the opportunity to kind of scour a little bit, and it's really, really great the way you've done it. And the advice as well that you give. You were talking about renovation, you were talking about interior design. Like, you have all of those things on your profile. And I think it's just gonna give you the ideas of, okay, I'm buying a home, what can I do? It's really interesting. Like, the content is really powerful, what you're putting on there. Absolutely. To kind of follow up on that, like, do you have a posting strategy for it? Like, how often do you post on Pinterest, or this is just something that you do when you just when the idea come about?
I do it when the idea comes about. Everything is organic. I don't.
Oh, that's wow.
Yeah. Awesome. So typically, I'd like to pin maybe Thursday, Fridays heavily.
Okay.
But I know that Pinterest doesn't like you if you're pinning more than 25 pins per day.
Got it.
That's a new shift in the platform. That's to go ahead and kind of reduce the way people are using third-party apps, like, I don't want to say the company, but and those things that you can kind of post 100 times in a day.
Yes.
That used to be effective, but now it's kind of coming off as spammy.
Got it.
and they want original content. And I think initially that's what drove my Pinterest page, was not using photos of someone else or content from someone else. This was all native to my iPhone. The video and the pictures are all from my iPhone. That's another thing.
Wow, that is powerful. How is what you do on Pinterest different from your other social accounts? Because you talked a little bit about Instagram. Like, what are you doing differently on there as it pertains to other social accounts that you have?
It's the way that I'm connecting them to it. So I understand people are coming to Instagram because they're looking for something very specific. So they may find me through a hashtag. And then they may find me because of a specific neighborhood that I'm digitally farming online. And then for Pinterest, they're looking for an idea. So they're not coming here to be initially sold. They're coming here for an idea that then steps into another room. It's like a layered effect for them. So they may come in just to get an idea to renovate their kitchen, or they may want to get some ideas of how to look at white kitchens specifically. So my idea is to give them kitchens, then to give them white kitchens, and then to possibly get them custom kitchens, and then to have them get an idea of how my process is when I help other clients design their homes. So I've been doing design of the homes with my clients unofficially since 2017, very structured and intentional with that. So when they go to build a house, you know, a lot of times when they go build a home with the builder, they're like, oh, this process is going to be awesome. Well, a lot of times if you look at the reviews of a lot of the builders, they've missed an opportunity and the agent can capitalize on it. Because they represent salespeople. You know, I have really good salespeople, just like anything else. You have some really bad. And that's where you can kind of create a business for yourself. And that's what I did. So you can go to the builder and not pay a commission to someone and not have representation.
Absolutely.
You get representation. I give you pros and cons of many of the builders and things that they are specifically looking for. The builder doesn't really care what you're looking for. This is what we have, and you can take it or leave it. We're going to sell it. So from my standpoint, I'm looking to how can I help them in a different way? And one of the ways was giving them the ideas of the home.
Yes.
And a lot of times I tell people, don't get so caught up in all these upgrades, because there are key features of this home that are engaging your eye. And then when I start to show them visually what it is from my phone, like I'll have an iPad, but then I said, well, let me go to my Pinterest page and let me have it, because I've already categorized it in a way. So let's go to that board, or I'll share the board with them, or we create boards together, like private boards.
Got it.
So then they would drop things into it that they want to see. And then I'll say, okay, perfect. We could probably do this for approximately $2,500. They're like, well, Nicole, the builder says it's going to be 10 grand. I said, yeah, but if we shift to a different model, we would have that included in the fee. So they're doing a special right now. So it's like you're taking some of the real estate knowledge and applying it in a more creative way by using Pinterest and those boards.
Wow, that is awesome. So what do you like and dislike about Pinterest? What do you like about the platform, and what don't you like about the platform?
I'm gonna tell you, I really can't give you any cons about Pinterest.
That is awesome. I
can go on and on about Instagram, which ticks me off, and then I'm like, I won't post for like 5 days or whatever. But with Pinterest, it's almost like it's my gallery,
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is your work. This is your body of work, and this is how your people are going to come to you.
Absolutely.
And it's just more of a different type of engagement. It's not salesy. Oh, and I've always been anti-sales. And people are like, how do you do that in real estate? Like, Nicole, you have all these views, you have all this stuff. I said, but I utilize it the way I want to run my business.
Absolutely.
I'm not trying to be a rainmaker per se. I mean, great if it happens in the way that I want it to go. But for me, I have a substantial business that's 90% run by social media.
That is incredible. That's such a high percentage. Wow.
It's got so much. It could be because all of it now is intertwined. I would
absolutely.
referred me in a traditional way. And they're like,
yes.
midway through the transaction, they're like, no, remember, I was on Instagram, and then my buddy of mine was showing me, they're like, you need to follow this girl, or you need to find her. She can help you. And people are like, well, we really don't see you that much, Nicole. So how do you help people? I said, I want them to be educated.
Absolutely. That is powerful.
Use me or not work with me, but start to push people to ask more questions, because
Absolutely.
that's how you get a better result in the home buying process. Force people to speak to you and not just sell to you.
Completely agree. Completely agree. I think we should find a way to have these videos seen by the people at Pinterest, because they need to do something here, Nicole. Like, they need to do something for you. That is the best review you can have from a customer who actually enjoy your product.
And I'm thinking, like, everybody can be on there. I don't care if you're a car enthusiast, a real estate agent.
Yes.
It could be anything, but now my business is taking a turn for more as a consultant.
Wow. That's incredible.
Because of Pinterest. It's
because of Pinterest, yes.
Because of Pinterest, it makes me think differently in the process of engagement. So for me, I'm thinking, like, okay, how can I provide this better? So when I'm going into a house to present, yes, I'm saying, like, my last 5 clients, what were they looking for? How can I visually answer those questions for them through my video, through my photos? Wow. And those are the things that's making them become connected in a way that they know I'm doing this for them. And a lot of times on Instagram, it started with my 4 or 5 clients I had that grew, but they knew that I was answering questions for them, because a lot of times I found I may give it to you, but then 10 other people are looking for that same information.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to be, like some social media, famous star. Like, that was never the intent. It was just to keep the bills paid, initially.
Absolutely.
But as I started, it became more of a passion project for me to connect to people in a way that was more intentional and authentic.
That is powerful, because you've been consistent with it. And as a result, you've been able to create opportunity from it, which is great, which is absolutely what you want. And then, like in anything in life, right? If you are consistent with something, and then you know that down the line, the opportunity will show up. And because you've been prepared, because you know, as you said, the keyword educate, because you're able to educate not only yourself, but also give back to the people as it pertains to helping them also be educated to the platform. So opportunity just pops up from everywhere, which is awesome. So what's your favorite Pinterest story? It could be yours, or it could be some another pin that you've seen, for example.
Oh, like I think the first time when I had that call from a client.
Okay.
I mean, it was interesting when people call me about where's this light fixture and all that stuff. But when I got a call from a client that was relocated from Virginia down to Orlando, and she just went into talking to me, and I'm like, do I know this lady? Like, I don't know her. And then I'm like trying to figure it out. So I had to pull over again, because I'm like, I can't drive and like have this conversation. Yes. And then she told me she found me on Pinterest. Wow. And then she said, I'm the one that's blowing up your feed on Instagram. And I'm like, what now?
What?
She's like, yeah, because when I found you on Pinterest, again, the stairs are like a thing that people are really caught up in. So when I look at that, those are probably some of the things that I like really freak out about, because what you think people are going to like is not what they're going to like. And then I asked her, I said, why did you come to my stairs? She was like, well, when I looked up a specific stairwell, wrought iron stairwells, your page came up.
Wow.
And then it led me to other things, and I knew we wanted new construction. And then when I found out you were a new construction specialist, I told my husband we have to get with her, and the kids are gonna like her, because she relocates families, and then I do fun stuff with them, as to get the kids excited, because it may be exciting for the parents, that maybe get a tax break to move to Florida. But the kids don't care about that. I'm trying to keep it engaged. And I have a 14-year-old son, and I know how finicky he was, early on. So I want them to like it too. And as a direct byproduct, they follow me on Instagram, you know, even if
Wow.
they're 6 and 7 years old when they have their profiles.
Yes.
So for them, they think I'm like an extension to the family.
Family, exactly.
Yeah, so I think
Exactly.
that connecting part of it, just that was probably like the most interesting when they
Wow.
were relocating here, and I thought that she found me on Instagram, and she's like, no, I found you on Pinterest.
That is
There's
incredible.
ways to do to integrate the two, and I think people are missing that too.
Absolutely. That is incredible. This is the first time, to be honest with you, Nicole, that I've heard an agent say that someone find him or her on Pinterest. Like you hear about Instagram, you hear about whatever, but Pinterest is a first.
I know
So
a lot of people not asking me that. Like when I see it, they'll say, "Oh," even with one of my brokerages,
yes.
you know, side is a little bit way more progressive, but my previous brokerage, they had a drop down of like, you know, how did you get the business?
Okay.
And a lot of times people gave me grief in Orlando. They thought that I was making all this stuff up. They're like, it's no way that you're getting business from social media. And then I'm like, okay. And then, but when I told my broker, I was like, I need you to put a drop down for Pinterest because people are starting to come in through Pinterest.
Exactly.
And he was like, no way, Nicole. Just put it on the Instagram. I'm like, no, I need to measure where this stuff is coming from. It's all about the
Absolutely.
analytics. Like, you know,
Absolutely.
I'm not trying to get just vanity likes out here. It's like I really want to connect to my clients.
Exactly.
And it's such an easier sale too, because
Oh,
you're
wow.
not selling anything. These people are already, they think they know you.
Yes.
They've connected to you in a way that they know that's you. And then when they meet me, they're like, oh my gosh, you're just like I thought you were. So it's interesting when most agents take an angle of branding as marketing,
Yes.
personal branding.
Absolutely.
I think, you know, it's perfect ecosystem for an introvert like me. I mean, I'm cool with people once I get to know them. And, you know, COVID fast tracked me into the Zoom world because I would have never done this before. So I've done quite a few interviews like this and, you know, for podcasts. Yes. But this has really been a time, I think, that people, an introvert's way is Pinterest all day. They could probably create a business 100% from Pinterest.
Wow. That's incredible. That's incredible.
They would shut down Facebook and everything if they want to truly connect.
Yes.
If you just want to create the numbers and, you know, the traditional way of selling, I think it may not be that great because I've had people contact me who are like SEO experts. Yes. And I said, you want to go ahead and microwave the process and you can't.
Yes.
Because Pinterest, sometimes I may post something like, dang, that really didn't connect. Like, oh, it sucked. And then I'm like, I had like 1,000 views. And then 3 months later, it's like, I go and look at the analytics. I'm like, this is my top, you know, 10.
Wow.
So it takes a progression sometimes. Sometimes
Absolutely.
It doesn't. So like you said, there's a process in this. And if you don't want to kind of go through that process, it's going to be difficult.
Completely.
I tell people it's a long game. If you're not into the long game, goodbye. You know, don't even
get it.
And
again, you've hit it on the head when you talked about being consistent. This is just you being consistent because more often than not, especially today with all of the platforms that we are fortunate to have, like we throw something out there and we kind of expect that, you know, tomorrow, a week from now is going to be, you know, we're going to have the results of it. But some things that you actually do post online like this, like it requires a little bit of time. It's just you about being diligent and consistent on it. That's where you kind of see the opportunity that you're actually getting today. So it's always consistency, but this is not something that a lot of people are interested in, to be honest. So that's great.
Correct. They're not looking for that. But when I saw that the home decor was the core component of engagement on Instagram, is where I kind of went with it on Pinterest. What I found was that's when I switched to a new blog in COVID. So it went from NicoleNichol.com being promoted to FloridaHomesAndLiving.com being promoted.
Wow.
So FloridaHomesAndLiving.com is something that lets you get really lost if you want to. You know, like the design, the decor, the inspiration, how the rooms are created. How can you purchase to recreate this room?
Good.
How to go ahead and design that kitchen, what key components you need to focus on. So I'm sharing a lot of my stuff that I shared to my clients for design behind the scenes, which I always felt like was proprietary. And they're like, no, Nicole, you have to share that. Okay. So I created blog posts with that information.
That is awesome. I'm definitely going to add Nicole's Pinterest and that blog too in our conversation when we premiere this episode, because I think, it's really, really, really well done, and I think it's just gonna give you some of you guys some ideas on how you can actually, hopefully, put some consistency and effort into this and get some results.
And repurpose. Absolutely, because a lot of that content is from 3 years ago.
Yeah,
I mean, I got one of my videos was not the best, but who's thinking I'm going to have views like over 200,000 on it?
200? Oh my God.
A lot of the videos they get, my one was Blue Decor. If you look up Blue Decor Nicole Mickle, I think it's up to 5 million views.
What? Oh my God. That's insane.
So now I'm like trying to understand the YouTube space.
Yes.
Because now that I'm looking at those analytics, you can't get that on the Instagram.
Absolutely.
It's very difficult to do that when a platform has been out for that long period of time.
Agreed.
And
Definitely.
Pinterest is one that's ripe for so many industries that they can kind of capitalize and control it.
Wow. That is powerful. That was really, really insightful.
Like that's that much fun.
Absolutely. That was really, really insightful. That is, I'm thinking about actually starting to run myself now. So that was really insightful.
I'm telling you can. Let me know. I'll tell you. I'll give you ideas. Like we can do another session.
Absolutely.
You tell me what you're looking to promote. I have an agent that's in Austin, Texas right now who I'm working with.
Okay.
But she has some really good information. She just didn't know how to kind of corral it and put it there. And I'm like, no, you can do it in multiple different ways. So I'm helping her put her boards together now.
That's awesome. That's the hardest part, right? That like to me, that was the hardest part with the platform. Like what do you put on there? So yeah, definitely. That was the
process. Just let me know, and then we'll go through each one that you're trying to connect to people, and I want to know why they like connecting to you. Why would they do that?
Wow.
And then from there, we can create the board.
That is awesome. That was an insightful conversation. We'd like to thank Nicole Mickle. That's a wrap for this week Recoveries episode. So you can catch this episode obviously on YouTube and on all platforms streaming podcasts. And remember, in the recovery, don't just get back to the same place, but strive to get to a better place. Thank you, everyone. Nicole, thank you for this. This was a treat.
Thank you so much.
It was really, really, really nice to have you on. I'm gonna let you know and definitely continue to communicate with you when the episode is ready. I'm gonna send this to Lisa because she's the one who put us in contact. Tell her that I definitely owe her lunch. Yeah, she was awesome. She was like, you need to speak to Nicole. She's awesome. And then when I started to search, I was like, yeah, definitely need to do this because, we are hearing from our customers how hard it is to just kind of be able to stand up. And then when I saw you, I was like, we need to talk about this topic because I think that even myself, like you can just spark ideas. So I really appreciate your time today. That was awesome. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having
me. Absolutely, Nicole. Have a great day ahead, and I will keep you posted as it pertains to what we just talked about.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you again.
Absolutely. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Nicole.